Am going for another stream tonight. Let me see if this is coming through here. I'm just gonna sounds like I'm coming through. Hello. Yep, I'm coming through. Great. So just gonna post this real quick. So what you're seeing here is me animating a Griffin, or my version of a Griffin, that I made for a friend of mine in the VR space, Chris Pavia. Very kind gentleman, and I wanted to make sure that he felt some of the love with this Griffin that I made. Here, I'm going to show you in its full glory, textured and all. Let me see the shading here. Where are ya? I barely understood how I textured this. I used a really great, where is the actual nodes for this? Huh, it's funny. Oh, because this is the world. Let's go for the object. There we go. That's what we want to see. Look at those nodes. Look at those beautiful nodes. I roughly know what's happening here. A lot of color ramps, a lot of noise, texture, good things. Let me just make sure I post this. Animating this beast tonight. If you'd like to come along for some behind the scenes goodness. There we go. Ba-boom. So I'm going to keep going here. And okay, so that's a little peek behind the scenes. You can see here it's actually two different principled BDSF nodes, and then going through all that is everything from noise to color ramps. I have no idea how all this mapping works. So as I start to play with this, and then obviously the eye is a whole separate object there with a different, very simple node actually. If I go there, you just want to know how to, look how pretty that is. Just a little mission. Yeah, as simple as that really. It's the easiest one. I have one for eyelashes too. But yeah, this is the big mamma jamma right here. One day, I will sort of really figure my way through this. But I mean, some of the most important parts of this, obviously between the noise and the bump, is you could probably start seeing it. Actually, you can see a little bit of the change there. If I play with strength. So a lot of finessing. What I really wanted to get was this sort of, if I bring it back to this, you'll see it a little bit easier. I wanted this very sort of mossy, rested look to come through. But that's not what we're here for. What we're here for today is to do some animation. And so I'm going to bring it back to this because it's the easiest for me to work with. And we're going to go back to the layout mode. And I'll show you really quickly how this is coming together. So I wanted to feel like an immense. So if you remember that scene in Neverending Story where is it Atreyu is facing off against these two very, very large. I guess they almost look like phoenixes to me, but they're not. I remember them having human faces, if memory serves correctly, and so that's where this was sort of inspired from, like this statue that comes to life. And eventually, I'd like to get this into two things. There's two prongs to this. One is Unreal Engine. because I think that's a great way to learn Unreal Engine. This is quite a heavy model actually, because I started in Gravity Sketch with an actual gesture sketch of sorts, and then I went immediately into Medium from there. So it got very, very heavy polygonally. And then I took it into Blender, decimated it a fair amount, which you can kind of tell. I think the shaders really help to sort of hide some of the how rough it is. So that's that. So I'm going to bring back the. Now obviously it looks much better when it's in sort of its semi-rendered mode. I think this is Eevee right here. So my main challenges were definitely in the rigging. The making of it was very joyful. I was very surprised I could even bring it in for Gravity Sketch. Usually that tends to be quite a tussle, because those two don't really talk to each other. So I happen to be on a very high-powered MSI right now, laptop, and so it could handle it. And more importantly, like just running this right now is really great, just to be able to see this almost real time. Okay, so let's go back to where I was. And so the way this is actually rigged is with Rigify, which is where is Rigify in here? Oh, actually I didn't add it within this version of Blender. But anyways, Rigify is Blender's own sort of proprietary rigs. From you can use bipedal, you could basically what am I trying to say, overlay them on bipedal creatures or quadrupedal creatures. And so in this case I was kind of like, and also birds, so this is a little combination of all those things, right? So I thought, well, what can I really use out of all the animals? There's horses, cats, a bird, human. So I went with cat mainly, and you'll see it in the actual, let me just show this to y'all. Go to pose mode here, so you can see how it all breaks down. See that beauty right there? So mainly what I've been using out of all this, you can kind of see like just the rough sort of skeleton of a cat in there. The haunches right there. The way it's great. It's a really great rig. So tonight, what I'm going to try to get through. Fortunately, I didn't get the tail. The tail is really the big part of the complication of working with a rig like this is that it's pretty uncompromising. If you start playing with the rig enough, it can start breaking down. Meaning, like it'll call out errors in regards to the way the bones have been modified, because you have to modify them according to the creature that you're using. So that's why it is so it does a lot of the work for you in terms of the actual rigging, but you have to do the work in terms of modifying it to conform to your specific model. So in my case, I haven't actually played with this yet, so I'm wondering whether or not, oops, not that. I gotta find out where the mouth bones are here, because there's this one part where, so see, there we go, there's a little bit of a snarl happening there. Also be great to play with the eyes. If I can figure out where that is, there we go. That's cool. So you can see here I have the little record button open, so I could even lay down. Maybe there's a little bit of a eyebrow raising moment here. Nice. Okay, so that's from this is 25 frames per second, so I've given myself a fair amount of leeway there. 139 to That is a mess of stuff happening there. Oops. See how that pans out. I don't know how to take down the bone opacity, like all this mess right here, because that would help me animate a little bit easier. I'm sure there's an answer for that. I am still very much a Blender beginner. So if I were to view this from a character, which I'm going to do, I did say I would have two different uses for this. One is Unreal Engine, but the other is within the Looking Glass Portrait, which is a hologram device, which I've been having a lot of fun with lately. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Oh, I see something happening there that I don't... Okay, the problem is that the eyelash is actually going with it, and I think I know why. Because I mapped that earlier. Let me see, is it happening on this side too? No, it is not. Really works with that glow though. Yeah, that's my bad. Okay, so let's take those off for now. And I will figure that out later. It's more important for me to... Oh, it's moving on its own. What is going on there? Oh, I wonder if that is mapped. Interesting. It doesn't happen anywhere else. It's just there. Okay. Well, let me take care of some other things because I don't want to troubleshoot while streaming here. But you kind of get the general gist of what I'm doing. Stream going, it's still going strong. I'm gonna probably play something in the background here so I don't bore you to death with my commentary, but that's I thought I'd at least give you a little heads up as to how this is coming along contextually and all that good stuff. What do I want to play? That won't get me. Let's try. Let me do a podcast. Hold, please. Maybe not that. Let's listen to Smart List for a little bit.
Sofas, because their new company, Allform, is the easiest because of them. I appreciate people that I interviewed to make it as rarefied as you can get.
Jon Stewart's the guest.
Background of comics. John, rich, little bit of flavor, put it in your sauce, it creates maybe a tinge of color, but you never want too much. We're at a multi-belt alert here. Is there any chance of, I know that you've directed.
Let's see the bones here.
You've had a kid or four. You relaxed, unsure. Can you get that on the stick and help us out? I've been on it. And by the way, there's so much on it. We're also used to the idea of that form now. So it was time for me, as far as getting the notion, but I didn't leave because I didn't care anymore. I left because I couldn't think of another interesting way to follow the show. And I would imagine you guys don't too. I don't feel public pressure. I feel the pressure from the people that I work with. Like when you're anybody like you or has there been? No, I think there's like 10 of them. No, but what I'm saying, I think we're in pretty good shape. But your ability to deliver the news and let the medicine go down easy is just incredibly valuable. But I wonder sometimes if that's even a good thing. I got to a certain point where, if the medicine goes down so easy, maybe you don't even realize it. But if the only other option is that people simply won't even seek out the medicine, I'd rather it go down easy than keep their head in the sand and, watch Judge Judy. We've also, by the way, she has been on fire. On fire. And I said the other day, Judy, I watched her call it Judy. There was a woman, she was rebutting a gentleman, was a rental station. And Judy just was a simple, didn't even finish the word go. Just different forms of the letter D. As long as you get the eyebrows up as high as possible, all you need is the D. At a certain point, didn't even hit the consonant. No, that's power. Shut it down. Verdict for the plaintiff. That's ultimate power. That is studied and learned in I love that, Judy, to be clear. You're all eating Chinese food all the time. You used to it way down. So here's the thing. A lot of the times when you're on TV all the time and people just assume that you live inside that box, right? In the world. And then when years have gone and you haven't been inside the box, people are like, what happened? Where did you go? What are you doing? And it's like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I have a life outside of that box. But I fall into that same dumb category when you just came on the screen right next to me. I was like, oh my God, Jon Stewart, I love Jon Stewart. But I fucking fell in that same thing. Like, where's Jon Stewart been? Now, I know you've been directing things, I know you've been around, but for those people like myself, like Jason was saying, it's so important. You're so missed in that arena. There's also a nostalgia around that to some extent. And I just, don't get me wrong, though, I appreciate this. It's very kind of you. But there is a nostalgia that grows around something that you remember more fondly than perhaps at the time. And at the time, we were inconsistent at times. We were controversial at times. I took my...
Like how it looks like it. Griffin's kind of wearing AR glasses.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, you're one of the best interviewers, maybe the best interviewer, full stop. We can get into that later, but that was also awesome. Just as a guest and interviewer. But there is a certain golden glow that nobody remembers so fondly. But remember, there's also the reverse of that. Nothing turns disappointment and anger faster than love. And when people fall in love with a program, or they fall in love with what you do, for God's sake, they're going after 10 black girls. Are they really? Oh, yeah. So, I guess my point is, I try really hard to insulate and isolate myself from external commentary. I really rely on a moral barometer that's developed with the people that work with you on the show to discern whether or not we're doing good work, where we can improve it, always examine it. But I really try and block out. Yeah, my question was just, what the hell have you been doing? Oh, what have I been doing? That was my only question. Sean's just like, where have you been? He's been advocating for fucking people who don't have a voice, you asshole. And I'm so sorry that he's not on your podcast. That was a leading question to inform our listeners of what you've been doing. And you're wondering why he's not dancing with his kids on fucking TikTok and dabbing. By the way, that's your fucking problem. Stupid ass. I have been dabbed. Okay. A few years too late. I love bringing up dabbing because my 13-year-old literally, if I mention the word dabbing, he looks at me like, don't fucking say another word. Let's ask Sean a 3-minute question in 30 seconds. What have you been doing, and if it's been raising children and prepping another movie? Let's hear about that, please. Good question, Jason. I have been raising children. Oh, it's okay when Jason asks. Yeah, because I did it in about 10 seconds. Hey, Will, can we start, I know you love hockey. Guys have like a 2-minute penalty box thing. So maybe start implementing that for
haunches.
I like that. Okay. Fair enough. Let's just know that's dangling there. Hey. What about that? Do you still play hockey? Are you still, something that you still go out and play? No, the last time I went out and actually played, I was so, I left the rink, I remember with my bag and kind of smiling at just pick up and must have a nice high shelf ass. Well, no, yeah, shelf, yeah, shelf gator. What we refer to in the I got a pro jumper, John. John, do you play hockey? I know you're a soccer guy. I did not play. I did not play hockey, and unfortunately, my shelf collapsed about 3 years ago. My shelf ass. Yeah. Big thing happened, Jason. We're actually just opening an investigation into the guy who stole his ass because we're trying to fucking. I don't know if this happened to you, but my ass was there one day and then gone the next. Almost like if you've ever seen his ice flow cat. Like it was there and it was hanging on a thread, and then suddenly the ass began to slowly and it hit the water in kind of a spectacular splash. And now your realization is probably less horrific than mine because I didn't find out mine had dropped.
No, the mouth is in kind of a weird spot, so we'll work with that.
Well, there's a little bit of a hang there. There's a crease that I didn't use. I got a tab at the bottom of my right buttock. That seems, quite honestly, I remember turning to my wife and saying, that's gotta be such, that can't be Bateman. I know Bateman isn't that robust. That's his stage name. Yeah, that's the name I danced on. As we get into sports and stuff, and I mentioned soccer, so I know that you did play soccer. You played soccer in college. What I like to refer to as football. The beautiful game. You're talking about the beautiful game. I'm a fucking nut for it. The last 10 years, I've just gone crazy. Do you watch a lot? I watch mostly Premier League. I don't watch as much. I'm not so nuts like Serie A. La Liga. But I'll watch Premier League. I'll follow Liverpool.
It'd be so nice if I could get the full mouth open. I just don't know which of these. Like, look at that crazy Tetris mess right there. I don't know where to start with that. Yikes. Yeah, this is one of those classic cases of I should have spent more time when I initially made the rig.
But my son just got his driver's license.
But it's okay. We good.
He just turned 17. My daughter is going to be 16, so we're sort of kind of enjoying our last couple of years. Wait, are you doing the college tours and stuff like that? And we're getting ready to do that. We're going to do it pandemic style, so it's a lot of, I don't know how that's going to fly. Or I imagine private. Listen, I just took my our almost 13-year-old to his first game with his first day in school, and I can tell you that was rough watching my baby go into the world like a quasi-adult.
I like that, like the lunging back, the weight of it. That's good.
I have one of those things. I give it to her, and she would take it like this. And it would take 45 minutes to get her to do what? About 6 months. I went to she had a terrible cold, and I got her nice. But it was nice. I poured it against her, she does it. Like a shot. And I go, oh, you're drinking. So that's what I'm saying, like, you learn. Life comes at
Gave it a little doggy butt action there. Nice.
I've always wondered because
Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Pop.
I look at you and I go, what is your favorite color? What was that guy's favorite color? No, I wonder how, because I think a million people look at you as the guy with the answer. You were such a leader, right, in your lane. And so who did you admire? Who do you admire now? Who do you look up to kind of in your thing field? Who is a game changer in world issues that you commiserate with, or who is that person?
Okay, let's see how this is starting to work here.
I look to anyone on the MSNBC weekend right now. Okay, very good. I don't, and it's interesting. I think, where are you getting your info? Well, I think like most people,
Right foot forward.
Getting it through a fucking fire hose up my ass.
Investigate, investigate.
This world is nothing but info.
Who is this little person here below my right foot? I don't know if I trust ya. That's the face right there. And big ol' stretch. Big ol' yoga lati stretch right there. We'll look to the moon or whatever he's looking at. And return to sender. So yeah, that's the part that I left out, is that I want to return him to sort of like his initial state. He's a guardian of sorts, so he's just kind of, checking out the what could be a trespasser. My hope, my little dream for now is to build a really pretty environment for him. But first and foremost, getting him into the looking glass would be really, really ideal. I think that's very possible because Blender does have an add-on. Or sorry, the looking glass has made an add-on for Blender. So technically, I should be able to export this out as an animation. You know what? That little eyebrow thing may have even worked. Okay, cool. Well, I think I am good for tonight. But hope you all enjoy yourselves, and maybe you got something out of this, maybe you didn't, but it's all about the process, baby. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. That's coming up for y'all.